What's going on, everybody? Donnie Unitus here, bringing you episode number 2 of Heavy Metal. We have a special guest on the program today. Got my man Josh Man here.
Hey there, guys.
He's an up-and-coming performer of the modern age. He's going to have a lot of good things on the horizon, so I think that this is somebody that we definitely want to be paying attention to. On top of that, he is 19 years old, and I've never met in my entire life somebody who's more driven and motivated to do what they have to do. So I thought that it was a very fitting thing to have him be the first guest on this show.
I appreciate that, man.
So as you guys have already seen, this episode is called Trigger Warning. It's called that because it's supposed to get to the core reasons why you might have so many insecurities around just attempting whatever it is you want to do in life. So we're going to start by breaking down a couple things here. The first thing is going to be defining what success even is. So in my opinion, success is definitely not measured by a dollar sign. It's definitely not a number you want to aspire to have, like $1 million in the bank or anything like that, because it's possible to get $1 million. But once you get that $1 million, then what happens after that? You're going to find yourself in a situation where you're like lost and you're confused because you worked so hard to get that and you got it, and now it's like, what next? So truly, I believe that success is being fulfilled in whatever facet of life that you choose to do. It's waking up every single day, loving life, loving everything that you have going on, not letting anything get to you because you're doing the exact thing that you want to do for you.
As long as you are taking the steps every single day to accomplish in the grand scheme of what you're trying to do with your life, then you're being successful in your pursuit. And as long as you get to go to bed every single night and say to myself, I did what I was supposed to do, and I'm loving life, I'm happy, I'm focusing entirely on a positive mindset for every day after this, then you are successful.
100%. And after I feel like we contextualize what success even is, I think that the most important step in this whole thing to taking this journey in the first place is stop worrying about what other people care about you. You cannot care about what people say about what you do. If you want to do that thing, that has to be the core thing that you hold to yourself, and just do that. If you live your life predicated off of what people think you should be doing, you are going to be unhappy at the end of that road, wherever that road leads you. Do you want to have anything to say about that?
Stop believing in people that you don't care about, their opinions, more than yourself. Like, as soon as you do that, you are losing. Because those people at the end of the day are going to scroll by your Instagram feed or whatever it may be and be like, that was interesting, and then move on. Those people are surface level at best. The people that are actually going to care are the people that are going to stick around and really give you the correct feedback that you want. So it's never going to come down to a successful picture or some type of gloating or any type of mask that is going to make you actually feel better at the end of the day. Just believe in yourself and you will be fine.
100%. And just to kind of touch on that one more time, if you have people, which there always will be these people, but if you know these people who are giving you like negative insight into your goals, learn how to use that as fuel for your success. If somebody is doubting your ability, use that as motivation to prove that person wrong. That you're going to show them, like, you don't even know what you're talking about. I have more belief in myself that I'm going to achieve what I have to do, and prove to you and anyone else that I'm going to come out on top. The underdog story, everybody loves the underdog story, 100%. So going to the second part of this very important phase of not caring what people think, I think that you have to understand how to take one step back in order to get 3 steps forward. Now, to put that into proper context, I think that it could be as simple as a lifestyle change. If you go out every single weekend, you go to the bar, you go to the club, whatever your vice is, whatever you do, and you're spending money and time on something that really is a moment that you don't really need, if you're doing that every single weekend, you can maybe do that once a month. Cut it back. You sacrifice parts of your. All right, so we had a slight camera malfunction here, but we're back. And I believe my last point I left off on was taking one step back in order to get three steps forward can come down to something as simple as a lifestyle change. Like I was saying, if you're going out every single weekend, try cutting that back to one time a month. Because you'll find that the time and energy that you're putting into something like that, if translated into just putting that effort into your goals, you'll start to get somewhere. Because doing something, anything, 100% of the time is better than doing nothing at all towards your goal. And if you do nothing, you will forever be stuck in place in life. And if you're having issues where you're at, take action.
I mean, you only have so much energy to give. And every place and moment that you decide to give that energy is energy that you can't get back at the end of the day. So just make sure that what you're doing with your time, with, with your money, is going to the right places. Because if you just get stuck into the same routine of spending that money and being happy for a few hours and then falling back into sadness, hoping for that next day to come that you get to spend that money again, then you are going to be living in a negative, life cycle, and things are just not going to be good for you.
That is not a feedback loop that you want to be a part of.
Exactly.
So moving along here, my next point is stop living fast. What does that mean? You got to stop living your life under the guise that, well, let's start here even. If you were 35 years old or younger, you are still young. You are not by any means old. You still have so much more time left that you don't even know. Just spend some time with someone who's 70, 80 years old, and they'll tell you exactly how much more time you really have to accomplish your goals. So if you're not married by 35 years old or have kids, that's okay. Stop using society's norms as benchmarks as to where you should be in life. I think that everyone has their own distinct thing that they have to do with their lives, and if you live your lives through society's norms, you're going to find yourself missing a lot of these points, and that's going to bring a lot of self dread and depression onto yourself that's really not necessary. And all of these things add up when you need energy to devote to your craft if you want to be successful. All of this stuff really does add up.
Now, if you are young and you have time on your side, you need to make sure that you're spending that energy in the right way.
Now, real quick, we're talking about like people who are like 20 years old, young.
Yeah,
Because I just said if you're under 35, you are young, so
yes.
Don't offend them.
No, I'm talking about the younger people out there. Stop wasting time. Like, yes, you have it. It's on your side. It's on everyone's side for what they're trying to do. But specifically, the youngest people out there, it's especially for you. And you need to stop wasting it, because if you don't decide to do something with your life till 10 years later, you're going to be held back a little bit. Now, you still can achieve it 100%. And for anybody that, is in that age group, best luck to you. But if you are younger, just stop wasting time. Get going. Start making the moves that you need to make to get where you need to go.
Or you will regret it. If you have a desire within yourself to do something, don't think that desire is going to go anywhere. That voice, that thing that calls you to do whatever that thing is always going to be there. The only way that it goes away is if you feed that thing and you bring it to fruition. Mm-hmm. That's the only way to kind of tame that beast, so to speak. So just do it. There's no reason for you not to.
Exactly.
Literally. Unless your dreams and aspirations is something horrible, like to be a murderer. You probably shouldn't do that.
Don't do that.
Use your mind.
Don't do that.
So Donnie Unitus said that it's okay. I don't want to hear none of that.
No. That's the wrong point.
So we're gonna get to the last point here, talking about social media, the big elephant in today's society. This is something which has become so twisted and warped since its inception. Mm-hmm. I truly believe that the advent of Facebook, MySpace, and all that stuff was initially meant for a very good and common purpose, to keep everyone connected no matter where you were in the world. At its core value, that is a great thing. What people did with it was they used it to make these fake lives for themselves, to impress other people. It's all about how good you got it. How good you got it. Everyone knows when you're flexing online. Like, you gotta really stop trying to, like, bait people into believing something about yourself that's just not true. because again, the truth always comes out at the end of the day. And whether it's a year, 5 to 10 years later, it eventually comes out. And I think it's worse the longer you can keep a facade up. When the truth comes out at the end of that, it's going to be a lot harder to face for you. So I think the best course of action from the get-go is just be upfront and authentic if you really want to attract upfront and authentic people into your life. Now, if you want the fake people and that's the kind of company you like to keep, by all means, do you. I'm not going to stop you. However, if you want change in your life and you want focus and you want to attract people like-minded, you have to portray yourself as such.
On social media, people love to project their insecurities, even when they don't know they're doing so. It is a constant vicious cycle of people going on these sites and apps and looking for either reasons to hate themselves or reasons to feel great about themselves. And that's not what social media is about. Social media is about bringing people together. It's about having a community. It's about having people that are actually going to be able to see your content or just who you are and just be able to be like, hey, that's cool. I saw you on that trip and those pictures are really nice or whatever. But if you were faking those pictures just to get extra likes or whatever, and at the end of those pictures you're just looking miserable as you're editing through or whatever, then the genuineness that would have been from those photos is gone. And now it's just a mask. And no one wants to see you with a mask on.
And it's super sad that a lot of people, I guarantee you, a lot of people mostly take vacations and such just for the thought that they're going to have the ability to post these pictures in the first place. It's not about going there and enjoying that moment. It's about capturing this time capsule and putting it out there to flex with it. And that's definitely the complete and polar opposite of what you need to be doing. You need to understand the benefits that come when you actually use social media, what it's supposed to be used for.
Absolutely.
Now, again, we're talking about trying to be successful, so this is more or less the part of the thing where we're talking about like branding yourself. And I'm not going to go too in depth into this in particular because that's a whole nother video. But understand the potential that Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all of the current popular social media sites, understand the potential that these things are for you. I think that is a very important conversation that needs to be had when you understand that television and what everything television encapsulates currently, well, how do I say this? Everything that television used to be, all the attention that people used to put into watching TV, most of that has shifted to the cell phone.
Tenfold.
So understand that Facebook and YouTube are like the new Fox and NBC. These are new networks. And if you're an up-and-coming artist, entrepreneur, whatever it is, if you learn how to become a personality on these networks by creating your own shows and advertising yourself, this is all free, first of all.
It's important.
You can put money into it, which makes it better for you, but at its core value, it's free. And you're going to be ahead of the curve when society does the full shift from television to these social networks. I mean, you already have the smart TVs. Most modern devices are all connected to the internet now and use YouTube, Facebook, and all these different things to communicate. So you might want to get on the ball with figuring that stuff out. And it's never too late because although, the internet is about 25 years into its maturity as far as everything that's available, I think that we're still very much in an early stage of where everything can potentially go. And the sooner you can kind of get yourself into that curve, the better you're going to be in the long run.
Absolutely. I mean, social media is such a powerful tool that is given to you, and you can use it to do so many great things and really help yourself become successful, right? But if you decide to just focus on all of the fakeness that comes out of it, then you're not going to be happy and you're definitely not going to be successful.
Nope. And I'm going to say one last thing to kind of just encapsulate everything that we kind of just talked about in that point. If I can remember what it was. Having a brain fart here.
Nope.
Might have to skip over this point. Yeah, we're going to skip over that because I totally lost it. But whatever.
It happens.
Whatever. So I guess I'll just move on to wrapping up the video in general. So understand that neither one of us are coming from a place of high and mighty, know-it-all kind of deal.
Not.
This is we're just speaking from our own experiences. And a lot of the stuff that I'm speaking about is just stuff that I know I've already applied to my own life and have seen the benefits of. And the best thing that I can do is just relate these benefits to you and how you can use them to get to where you got to go in life. Not don't think that this is to in any shape, way or form hurt you or break you down. If anything, it's to unlock your potential to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be, vicariously through my actions.
I mean, I'm a younger guy, so it was very important for me to feel like I needed to get as much information and really learn about what the effective, paths are to actually achieving my own success that is so entangled with who I am now. And it's videos like this, it's videos that, are online that can really start reinforcing the positive mindsets that you need to actually gain the success and be in the places that you want to go. So, this video here is just to reinforce those ideas and make sure that you know that, what the things you need to look for and the things that, you need to start taking out of your life to really start making that progress.
Definitely. And I remember my point from before.
Okay, here we go.
So I'm going to end this with two sayings. The first one was going back to the social media thing. Understand that social media doesn't change anybody. It doesn't change who they are. It will ultimately just expose who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind. The second thing is, now I'm forgetting the second thing. No!
Well, we got one point.
Yeah, we got the important point. So, yeah. Oh, excuse me. I remember now. We both work today, so
This is facts.
we're, blah, blah, blah. I'm an old man. No. Anyway, so this is important. Change your mind and you will change your life. Keep that in mind. Change your mind and you will change your life. Change your mindset, because mindset is 80% of the whole process. The 20% is just the physicality of getting it done. So change your mind, change your life. Don't forget it. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 2. We'll see you guys episode 3 in 2 weeks.
See you guys.